Road 96 is a hitchhiking adventure game developed by French studio DGR, where you play as multiple young teens attempting to flee the nation of Petria, hopefully without getting arrested or killed. In Road 96, we must walk, hail for taxis, take the bus, steal cars, and hitchhike our way to the northern border. Through each attempt, whether we succeed or fail, the overarching story of the game will progress, and we will assume control of a new team. During our travels, we'll meet a colourful array of characters that have their own overarching stories that you can progress while giving you the background about the world and its current events. Now that we talked a little bit about the game, let's talk about the gameplay. Road 96 is played in the first person and has randomly procedurally generated stops and team stats at the start of a new run. At the start of the game, you will answer some questions before you set out as your first team, where you'll meet one of 7 key characters of the game. These can just be conversations or mini-games that you have to complete that can yield items that you get to keep at each run. These can be additional interactions in the world or bonus dialogue options. These encounters will also include choices that you have to make that will influence the overall story. As a team, we have 2 resources. Energy, which you lose while you travel from one area to the next, which you can restore by sleeping on buses or the back of taxis and with food. Then we have money, which allows you to call a taxi or take the bus, which allows you to use less energy to travel, or you can buy food to restore some energy back. While budgeting your money will help, and you can gain money by looking around areas and helping people, energy is your main concern, as if you run out of energy, then you'll be unable to travel, and if you don't restore it, then it'll be the end of the current run. Like all great road trips, they need to be accompanied by a good soundtrack, and this game's got one, as you can hear throughout this video. Its songs are inspired by 90s synthwave, and there's also tapes that you can collect throughout the game that have songs from the soundtrack on them that you can play in-game. The story for Road 96 takes place in the mid to late 90s in the fictional nation of Petria, which is currently ruled by a dictatorship and is undergoing an upcoming election that could be transformative. There are 7 key characters to the overarching story as well as their own story for you to follow, so let's go through them, shall we? Zoe, just like us, is another troubled teen trying to cross the border. Zoe is quite laid back, but has more of an attitude towards adults and authority figures, and she's not afraid to speak her mind when it comes to her views of cops and current government. She is currently trying to find her friend. John is a trucker and is frequently seen helping teens make their way to the border. John is very pleasant to be around and gives off Papa Bear vibes, as he's quite caring towards the teens. John has a lot of secrets about his past, as well as being in love with someone he hasn't met. Fanny is a police officer trying to do what's right and will disobey orders because of it. She is quite a compassionate person. Fanny is a by-the-book cop. She cannot be bribed and only be suspicious of the teens if they make her so. She is currently on the lookout for her son who has ran away from home. Alex is a young teen who is very intelligent but sometimes gets overconfident by it and gets way out of his depth. He mainly uses his intelligence to make video games, which he is passionate about, but if there's one thing Alex won't tolerate, is liars. He's currently trying to prove himself. Stan and Mitch are 2 brothers who are criminals, but they're not great at it. Mitch is more calm than Stan, and the way he talks to the teen reflects that. He also doesn't like violence and would prefer to talk things out. Stan, on the other hand, likes to talk much louder and faster. He's a bit of a daredevil, and he's the leader of the duo, as he is the one with the gun and commands his brother around. They're both on the lookout for a potential murderer. Sonia is a news reporter and caster for Petria's national news channel, GNN. She has her own show called The Sonia Show that is funded by the current government. Sonia can come across as quite rude and can be quite snarky when not on camera. She can also be a bit of a party girl. Sonia is hiding a dark past. Jared is a taxi driver. He tries to come across as calm and collected, but has quite a short temper. He's also quite a heavy smoker and becomes sad when drunk. Jared also gives out advice to the teens on surviving on the road. Jared is currently hunting for someone. All these characters are all connected to an overarching story for the game, and will have decisions that change the outcome when you reach September 9th, which is election day. Yes, this game has multiple endings, and it is possible to finish the game without seeing one of the character stories to its completion. Road 96 is a fantastic game and really gives you that 90s movie style adventure, while also using a political backdrop in its story where many of the characters' motivations come from. It's a relatively short game that can be beaten in about 9 hours, and the procedurally generated aspect of the game can make each playthrough feel unique. So I hope you are willing to pick up Road 96 and give this 90s movie inspired adventure a try. You can get it on Nintendo Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, and PC.